Tanse, Nitsu Kusun, Kevin Wesaquate, Piapot Ochinia, Saskatoon. My name is Kevin Wesaquate. I'm from Piapot First Nation, but I'm currently living in Saskatoon, and I am an artist. I practice different forms of art, and right now we're standing at the real Saskatoon location, in my opinion. We are at the Misaskwatomina project. I'm an artist from the community of Saskatoon, if you want to take it as a whole, because a lot of things in my career has happened out of the Saskatoon community. I've created some movements within art and spoken word poetry that probably would have had a tougher time taking place in any other center. I'm the founder of a group called the Indigenous Poets Society. I'm also a visual artist. I work at SCIAP, Saskatoon Community Youth Arts Programming. I'm the Indigenous arts leader over there. I'm an advocate for youth, healthy living, healthy lifestyle choices. I'm currently working on some mural projects here in Saskatoon. And with everything that I try to do, I try to make sure that youth have a voice and are expressive and are celebrated within our community as much as I possibly could. So right now I'm standing within an amount, probably about 300, 400 Saskatoon berry shrubs that are second year in growth. Last year we put them in, and these Saskatoon berry shrubs are going to be growing for quite a while. And my hopes are they grow for long after when I'm a mushroom, I guess, and my children and my future grandchildren are old enough to come down here and pick Saskatoon berries themselves. The idea of it came through a group called Locals Only, and they were practicing ideas in regards to food sovereignties, food celebration, community living, and based around food. So in my consultation of the idea, it was about the same time that they were introducing the idea of bringing bison to Misaskwatomina, and I basically told this group that we don't need millions of dollars to make anything happen. We just need some plants and some shovels and some people from the community, and we could plant together all these wonderful Saskatoon berry shrubs. But the true word of it is Misaskwatomina, and it's a translation to the word, or to the title of the city, Saskatoon, right? So with that, we just kind of came together and we planted all these berries. But as the process kind of built up and as I did the consultation, it just it occurred to me that this idea was already aforementioned in a poem that I did some years back, and it was in just me being thankful and me being appreciative to the community of Saskatoon once again bringing me into a spoken word workshop with a series of them with St. Francis Cree English Bilingual School, located on the east side here in Saskatoon. And I remember having that opportunity. It was one of my first spoken word workshop type gigs, and in doing so, I reached out and I found it to be a very impactful to my own understanding of what I could create and what I could do as an artist, but how I could affect other people, especially the youth, once again. So a few years later, I wrote the poem, Your Words Are Powerful, and it was a dedication poem to those children. But what it had laid out was the basic groundwork to all of this, the Saskatoon shrub planting initiative, because there's a few lines in there that kind of point to or allude to the idea of planting and having a healthy community. I've had some positive feedback from the community. A lot of people are just, they're great that, this is going to happen for years to come. So it's more than, just a temporary art piece. It's an art piece that's going to move forward to for the future. It's a community, community initiative, and I'm really happy about it. People that came out to help us plant in the previous years were giving gifts of one shrub of Saskatoon berry peace each. So throughout the community of Riversdale, Caswell Hill, Pleasant Hill, and all we asked them to do was to plant their trees by their fences, so that people walking by in our communities would be able to pick the berries in the future. So maybe in a few years to come, we'll be able to see these berries grow in our community of Saskatoon. I am going to take this to my First Nation of Piapot First Nation and start my own initiative out there and planting Misaskwatomina berries in my home community out there. Your words are powerful. My words are said. Your words have been dancing to the new notes in my head. My words are like the trees of autumn days, like leaves that leave me in so many different ways. While your words seem to be trickling out like a spring runoff, while my words have been sustaining me all of these long winter nights, your words are ushering in a summertime heat and are vibrant and new, while mine sits still reflecting the cold days of gray hues. And I imagine your future an open land untouched by man. And I envision a day when we could all speak your two languages, perhaps like some sort of ancestral prophecies. We could come to know the way of the Nehewak poet, naturally living, naturally sharing metaphors and similes on hand drums near urban street corners. A place where Nehewak own homes on side streets. A place where Nehewak own businesses on main streets. And poverty is a thing of the past, but poetry is taught in native schools on native tongues, and we don't never have to teach about social injustices or poverty any longer, or anything else that I may have missed, because nature has always been known to change, because we'd all be beyond prejudice and hate. You see, it would be too busy trying on our latest traditional trends all up and down the block, from ribbon shirts to ribbon skirts. A place where beadwork is honored over gold and diamonds. A place where we could trade in these protein bars for pemmican. Where we could pick these wild berries in our communities. A place where diabetes is on the decline thanks to the return of our paleo diets or our medicine keepers. A place where our children could run free of gangs and crime. A place where young men let out their hair, now only wearing suits and ties. Where instead of seeing our elders begging for change and suffering from homelessness, we'd house them in the best. And if a child only speaks their native tongue, they would be regarded as royalty out here on these prairies. And I'm referring to you, young native poets. I am honored to have been your momentary teacher of poetry. I am excited to listen, to read, to hear your words out loud, your wonderful words. It gives me hope, and it gives me so many reasons to be proud. Your words are valuable like a baby's first cries, and somehow I hope they help me realize that our short time together was very well spent. And I'm glad to know that you could go on practicing your poetry skills and two languages, as I only know this one. You see, my belly is full, and yours has yet to taste this beautiful world. So let your spoken words fancy dance near my inner eardrum and swift to my heartbeat. Let your spoken words lead you out into that open land, and don't be afraid and don't look back, young native poets, because this is where I've made my stand.